Good morning. It's Saturday. It's 3:56 a.m. and I'm gonna do some shit. It's day 3. I got up at like 4 this morning. I went for a 15-minute walk on the treadmill at 10% incline, which was horrific, but it was good. And since then, I've basically not moved. When I got home, I had about 7,000 steps. I don't want to walk. I don't want to walk, dude. I don't want to do this anymore. My thought was that I could like be smart and walk on my lunch break or sometime, but you know, you end up in this spot where you're just not feeling it. I can't be bothered. Fuck, dude. No, I don't wanna walk. I don't wanna walk, but I'm gonna walk. So yes, I made it. 10,000 steps completed. I don't understand how something so simple can feel so difficult, but it's also just like I can't not do it, because it's so clear. That's one of those things that I think this has made me realize, is that the more clear the goal you're working towards is. So 10,000 steps is so simple. I just have to put one foot in front of the other 10,000 times in a day. Like, it can't get simpler than that. It's just math. It's just moving. And that's why I'm like, I can't fail. Like, I cannot allow myself to fail because I know exactly what I need to do. And I can basically count exactly how much time, depending on like my average speed, I need to walk in order to get there. And I'm like, ugh. It's so simple that I can't let myself fail. But I think this also applies to so many other things in life where it's like, most of the time, it feels like we're not going anywhere. We're like, we know where we want to go, but we don't know how to get there because the goal is still not clear enough. The end is not clear enough in our heads, which is something that I've sort of figured out from just the first 3 days. I suppose that I'm like, I knew this before, but like, it's so abundantly clear. If I know where I'm going, I know exactly what I have to do to get there. It's so much easier to actually push yourself to do the thing that you know you need to do. Anyway, that's my thoughts for today. Talk to you later. I just got home from a walk in the rain. I'm at 9,500 steps, which means that I will definitely get to 10k today. And I think that one of the biggest lessons that I'm learning throughout these days of walking 10,000 steps a day is that perhaps it's not as bad as you think it is. You know, this, like, when I got home, it was, there was so much thunder. There was basically a storm outside. And I thought to myself, I have the perfect excuse to just not walk when I get home. Because even this morning, when I got up at 4 and I went for a 45-minute walk to start my day, which got me about 5,000 steps, that felt like enough. That felt like I'd done a good amount of work. And then I get home and I have about 7,000 steps, which is not even close to 10,000. Like, 3,000 steps feels like an impossibility when you've already done a work day and you've already went for a bloody fucking walk. But what I think I sort of realized was that I painted a picture of what I had in front of me that was worse than what it actually was. Because before I actually went out, I figured I'm gonna come home, I'm gonna be soaking wet, I'm gonna be cold, it's gonna be uncomfortable, and I'm gonna be like tired and sore and, you know, all of these bad things. You paint it as this horrific thing that you just absolutely don't want. But in reality, it wasn't bad. It wasn't even close to bad. Like, genuinely speaking, I enjoyed the walk that I went on today. And I just, for some reason, I can't really wrap my head around how nice it actually was. I have a raincoat and it works perfectly. Like, it's nice. It kept me dry for the majority of my walk, because in the end there, I figured I'm gonna have to document this to prove that I'm not fucking lying. Because, I mean, even to myself, I'm gonna need to prove that. Because if I told myself that I went on a walk in the rain and I enjoyed it, like, are you out of your mind? That's how I would react, and I just did it. So I think it's sort of this sort of realization that, like, maybe the things that we want to do, or that we think we want, like the relaxation, the comfort, the candy, the soda, the good, like, the tasty things, the things that give us pleasure now, quickly, maybe that's actually doing the opposite, because it's making everything else feel like shit. When doing the hard thing, doing the thing that you absolutely don't want to do, going out in the rain like a maniac and walking for 20 minutes just to get your steps in for the day. Like, if no matter what you tell me, that just feels kind of mental in my head. And I'm like, and I wake up at 4. I wake up at 4 and I think that going out for a walk just to get my steps in feels insane. But it made me feel better, because I realized that I'm like, if I can do this, if I can go out on the walk that I absolutely don't want to go on, and I can enjoy that, then where's my level of discomfort at? Like, what is it that would be uncomfortable enough, hard enough, challenging enough to actually make me feel bad, to make me feel pain, to make me suffer? Because in reality, that's what this is. This is a challenge to see sort of what my potential is, to see what I'm capable of, and to actively do something every day that I don't want to do. And I think that it's doing it perfectly, because I don't want to do it, but it's also proving to myself that I can do way more than I think I can. If that makes sense. And when I pictured I'm gonna be drenched in water, I'm gonna be so tired, it's gonna suck. It's almost the opposite. I was nearly dry. I almost have more energy now than I did before. I've gotten fresh air, I've gotten to clear my head a bit. It's refreshing. Honestly, it's refreshing instead of suffering. Which, like, I don't think that my mind has wrapped around that concept yet, but that's where I'm at. That's what I've realized from this. So, yeah. Do with that what you will, but anyway, I'll talk to you tomorrow. So, to recap the last week, I've walked an average of 10,862 steps daily. I've had a total of 75,299 steps. And that's probably more than I've done in the last couple months. And it's kind of insane. It kind of feels crazy to have challenged myself like this. Like, I challenge myself normally, but over the last few months, I've gotten really comfortable. I've gotten to such a sort of good place in my own life where I don't feel challenged. I don't feel uncomfortable nearly enough. I'm happy at my job. I'm pretty happy with my physique, even though I'm like, I know it can be better. I'm happy with my habits. I'm happy with like so many things in my life that I've fallen into the trap of seeking comfort instead of actually looking for challenges. And that's what this has sort of been for me. Has been a way to challenge myself to do something I absolutely don't want to do. And for some weird reason, on top of the previous lessons that I've talked about during day 3 and 4 mainly, what I found, I think it was yesterday or the day before that, so around day 5, was that I want to lift. I want to follow a workout program again, which I haven't for. When I opened up my Strong Lifts app, it was 9 months since I last followed a program, which again is also crazy. So I've just been winging it for 9 months. And this experiment of following a goal, of having something concrete to actually work towards, has shown me that that's actually what I want. Because it's so much easier to know that you're making progress or that you're doing the right thing when you have something concrete, when you have a clear goal. When I know that I have to get my 10,000 steps, I'll make sure to get them. Because if I don't put one foot in front of the other, I won't get there. And so, as simple as it sounds, it's like, it's shown me what I want, and I want to challenge myself, and I want to have more clear goals that will move me forward. Because this challenge has made me better. Essentially, if nothing else, it has made me better. It has made me do more uncomfortable things that I haven't wanted to do. I've looked for ways to get steps every day. I've actively been looking for ways to go out there and throw trash, to do chores, to vacuum my floor, just to get extra steps. And so, like, even though 10,000 may not be the number that I'm gonna go for every single day, it's still been this useful sort of metric that's shown me that if I have something that is a stretch, that isn't something that I can do comfortably without even thinking, I have to go out of my way and find reasons how. I have to find out how I can get there. And so I don't know if I'm gonna keep doing this for the long haul, but I'm also open to it because I can definitely tell that I'm moving a whole lot more and I'm getting a whole lot more fresh air. I've been outside so much more than I have in like the last year. In the last week is how it feels. I've gone on so many more dedicated walks just to get my steps in, and it's been kind of nice. Some days I haven't wanted to do it whatsoever, especially not when it's been pouring down rain and thunder and been absolutely trash weather. But I've done it anyway, and every single time that I've gotten home afterwards, I've been happy that I've done it. So yeah. Anyway, thank you for watching. I'll talk to you in the next one.